And we see in the corner of Austin Browne, we have Edward Anthony, the coach there, lead coach over at Atlas. And then we have the former Cage Wars heavyweight title challenger, Mike Alessi.
You know, that's another, almost like an MVMMA thing. They have so many guys and girls competing. You know, Brian Bury Jiu-Jitsu, same kind of thing. So it's the culture of that gym. So even though this is this young man's first fight, he's in there training with these guys and girls who are competing all the time.
Formerly out of Team Zhukow in Duanesburg, now makes his home with Atlas Jiu-Jitsu. This guy definitely has some grappling knowledge here going between those two schools.
Yes, he definitely does. And here's the thing with Mark Moses. Mark Moses last time was in super heavyweight against Gerald Wicks.
This is still super heavyweight.
I thought he was trying to go heavyweight.
This gentleman weighed over 300 pounds for the weigh-ins.
Over 300.
Okay, I thought somewhere I saw Mark Moses wanted to bring it down to heavyweight.
That was, I think,
the
initial thought process, I think, was supposed to be heavyweight, but.
Okay. You know, Mark Moses is not a tall guy, and that can really work against him when you're fighting these really big, really lanky guys.
Right.
Like Gerald Wicks had that reach, you know?
All right, here we go.
Another good thing.
To a loud reception.
The big boys came to play, and we got the right man in the cage with him, Dan Mergliotta.
I'm very intrigued about this fight.
So am I. You know what? Being a big guy, I always love the big guy fights. I just can't help it.
Oh, the lights went out. That can mean one thing. The madman is about to make his entrance.
And both these guys are big, strong guys, so the lights could be out for either one of them real soon, too.
That was
I don't see this going.
That was the general consensus of our last both heavyweight fight, or the heavyweight and the super heavyweight last time.
You know, I think that one of the things going to be telling here is the camps. We talked about Atlas Jiu-Jitsu. You know, you've got structured training. You've got a lot of training partners. You know, and then we got Mark Moses coming from the Street Beefs Avenue, and now he's working with Omni Fist Fight, which sounds like it's a little bit more of a group of guys that get together and train as opposed to a full school with some structure, techniques, and training. But that doesn't necessarily always mean anything. So I'm interested to see, you know, the improvement. The last fight Mark Moses was in here, he had just gotten over COVID. He's got asthma. So on top of that, he still came to fight, and that really hurt him. I'm looking to see how much better his cardio is.
Exactly.
Rocking that incredible against the cage gear that he had on for the walkout, Jay.
Yeah. Our next against the cage, Will Berry will be a guest.
I've heard this for so many times.
Well, I'm making sure.
Thank you, because in the last thing, he tried to use an excuse.
I get producer credit.
All right, I appreciate it.
You actually did fix that problem that I nagged you for the last time, so God bless you on that one. But let's take this back to Mark Moses here, who looks like he's really slimmed down a little bit. He's put himself in better shape. He really maximized the time in between fights.
This guy, I don't want to say he don't give up, but he's got the right mentality to be a warrior, the old school. He comes from the old school like me and Will do, where everything wasn't if people understood that, or in the audience or at home, the way things were. How many?
10, 15 years ago?
Yeah.
Let me tell you guys what
totally
a warrior
different,
this gentleman
totally different
is.
sport.
If you look at Mark Moses, right on his right side.
Contest scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. It is in our super heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in last night at 306 pounds. Representing Atlas Jiu-Jitsu out of Albany, New York, Austin, Big Tasty Browne.
I love the nickname, Big Tasty.
What a nickname.
And his opponent fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in yesterday 285 pounds. Representing Omni Ugly Fight Gym out of Groton, Connecticut, Madman Mark Moses.
You know, and we talk about energy expenditure. Mark is very intense.
The action when the door closes is Dan Mergliotta.
Mark Moses is very intense, which for the folks at home, that can seem like, oh, it's intimidating, but that takes energy. Your nervous system is firing.
Yep.
Where Austin is a lot more composed. Big Tasty, I should say.
So real quick, I was telling a story there before I almost interrupted Mike Falvo. If you look at Mark Moses on the right side, he's got a stab wound from where he was stabbed and almost killed. So that's 2 times this guy has almost died and fought death.
Oh, Austin coming right out. They're bringing the heat already. Knees, plum
Watch the
clinch.
knees to the face, though.
No, but he's tall enough.
Oh, my goodness.
He can create some pressure.
He needs to
Shots
break
here
that
from
clinch.
the clinch.
Over under for Austin. He's looking to push him against the cage. Mark Moses doing a good
nice
job.
Lower, yep.
Looking for the trip.
Knees exchanged here in the clinch.
Mark,
Didn't look
You
like
can,
there's-
you can see Austin trying to work him back to the cage.
Gets him
Mark's
there.
bleeding on the nose a little bit.
And you have to wonder how much longer this will be against the fence before it turns into a slugfest like Jarrell Wicks versus Mark Moses, or before it goes to the ground.
Needs to get his back off that cage is what he needs.
He does. He needs to turn that corner. The last place you want to be is against an immovable object while you're getting punched.
He needs to slide out to the left, get off the cage. I mean, he's free to move if he wants to.
Austin has a nice tie clinch. Very impressive.
Well, how much is it versus him having a nice tie clinch as opposed to Mark just staying stationary?
No, he's got good awareness. The way he wraps his hands around the head, pinches the elbows in, controls. Yep. He's got experience doing this. That's not an accident.
Muay Thai plum. Right up the middle, too.
Oh, got to be careful.
And one of those almost went low there.
Yeah.
Well, especially with the shorts that high, it's tough to see, what's really low. In boxing, for example, the referee, before it'll start, they'll point to what's low.
Right, yep. I mean, every time Mark, he's tagging him, but he has a way out to get off that. I think, personally, he likes his back against the cage right now.
But this is not the way to win the round.
Nope, not at all.
These is all the judges are seeing is Austin controlling this fight, pushing him against the cage, delivering more punishment.
He's just got to create space. Superman in his arms way too much.
If you are Mark Moses, how do you create that space, guys?
You got to turn a corner. You got to get out. You got to get your back off of that cage. See, right now he should be working. He shouldn't be trying to fight a clinch.
A clinch. You're not going to fight it. Especially when you can slide out to the left. It's wide open.
Well, it's almost like that reptile brain, though. You kick me, I'll kick you. You punch me, I'll punch you.
Yep.
So now he wants to go to that clinch when that's not the right technique right now.
Mark might be hurting the body there. And one of those knees really got him good.
That looked low. That was low.
That was low.
Yeah, no, that was low.
Timeout. The crowd preemptively cheering here. It's just a low blow, guys. Calm down.
I think one of my testicles ascended there. And really the other ones were not close. That was a definitive knee to the groin.
And contrary to popular belief, ladies and gentlemen, this is the only time as a fighter where you are in charge of the clock when it comes to a foul. Eye pokes are not a thing where you get 5 minutes to recover.
Big Dan and the doctor checking on Mark. Now, if I'm Austin's corner, I'm telling him, the plum is great, but right now let's start unloading on the hands.
And maybe create some space. He might have been able to get a finish there.
Use that jab. Put Mark out on the end of the jab cross, right on the end of the punch.
When you're the longer and taller guy.
Yes. Here we go. Restarting the action. This does not look good for Mark Moses right now. Austin's got the double overs, backs him against the cage, and starts punching the face. Oh, watch those knees, Austin. They're looking close. Both men are bloody. Final few seconds.
Utilize that uppercut.
I got to give round one to Austin. What do you guys think?
I completely agree. In my untrained, uneducated opinion, I would say 10-9 for Austin.
I think they're both a little bit, I wouldn't say super winded.
I would say Mark Moses definitely got the worst end of that when it comes to being tired at this point, though.
Getting Muay Thai plumbed against the cage like that,
and he accepted that position.
Yeah. And it's not the position to accept.
No.
It's a stalemate. You're just staying in the same exact spot.
Austin very calm, very composed, having a good dialogue with Ed Anthony.
Yeah, they look like they're having a little bit of fun over there in that corner. Some smiles coming from Scissor Hands.
And that's the beautiful part. It's fun for a lot of these guys.
Well, Ed Anthony really creates a friendship with a lot of his athletes as well.
Here we go, Big Dan checking on Mark Moses.
Telling him he's got to work.
Austin very excited to get him moving. He wasn't waiting for Big Dan.
All right, round 2 is underway.
And if you notice, Austin knows what he wants to do. He wants to push Mark against that cage. He's trying to cut it off.
Oh,
Nice job by Mark.
Mark might have stung him with one there.
I would not waste going to the body now, though. I'd be punching up top, kicking the leg, knee in the thigh.
I'd be getting that hand off the back of my neck.
Yeah,
trying to,
uppercut.
One punch knockout for Austin Browne.
One punch and down.
Down.
Absolutely incredible for his first win here.
Wow, Mark Moses is not in a good place right now. He tried to get up, fell right on his face. Doctors in the cage check on him. Always wishing the best for all athletes. Great debut for Austin Browne here. Mark Moses falls to 0-2 Cage Wars. Austin Browne brings it to 1-0.
What?
Mark Moses corners in there talking to him, bringing him back to reality. Because he was out of it a little bit there for a second.
He's just got to work on awareness and distance and all that stuff. And I don't think that camp really understands the nuts and bolts like that, like most camps do.
Well, and I don't even know if he was with these guys last time, because I didn't see them last time. He was with Jervon Faison last time, you know, so I don't know how long he's trained with these guys.
All the collective that they were talking about.
Doctor checking on Mark Moses. And again, both these guys ended up bloody, you know. It wasn't totally one-sided in the damage category, but definitely one-sided in the win.
That over trying to throw that, you're shorter than the guy. The guy's got his left out. You're trying to throw that right over the top.
You can't.
There's no power generated like that.
You know, I would have rather seen like a straight line jab through the center of the guard to set up a right hand, a short right hand.
Yep.
All right, Big Dan Mergliotta in the center of the cage. We're going to bring it up to Mike Falvo for the final announcement.
And as always, ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for these two great warriors? Referee Dan Mergliotta has called a stop to the fight at 22 seconds into round number 2. For your winner by way of knockout, Austin Browne.